One of the biggest reasons students feel overwhelmed during the DAAD application process is poor timing. Many people know what documents they need, but they don't know when to start preparing them. In this video, I'll go through a simple DAAD application timeline and explain what you should prepare step by step to make the process more organized and less stressful. Hello, my name is Masoume. I'm a DAAD scholar doing my master's degree in Germany. In this channel, I want to share my experience about applying and studying abroad, and I want to help you to do that by your own. So don't forget to subscribe for more videos and feel free to leave a comment if you have any doubt. So let's start the video. Preparing a DAAD application is not something you should leave until the last minute. Some documents require weeks or even months to prepare properly. For example, language tests need preparation and registration. Recommendation letters depend on professors' schedules, and motivation letters often need multiple revisions. Having a clear timeline can help you avoid stress and submit a stronger application. 6 to 8 months before research phase. At this stage, your main goal should be research. Start by exploring DAAD scholarships, universities, and programs that match your academic background and interests. Start by exploring DAAD scholarships, universities, and programs that match your academic background and interests. As I mentioned before, DAAD has many scholarships. So if you are looking for getting scholarship from DAAD, I suggest you to go to the DAAD website, daad.de, and find the programs that match with your situation. Read the requirements carefully because every program may have different expectations. You should also start checking language requirements, deadlines, required documents, and whether the program is taught in English or German. This is also a good time to create a list of programs you are seriously interested in. And I made a video about that before that I mentioned it is the best time that you create an Excel sheet for the universities and for the scholarships that you want to apply for, because Germany has a lot of universities which are mostly also without tuition fee, so you have a lot of options in choosing the universities. So it is always the best that you search for them and find them and make a list for yourself, so you can go through that list in the time that the applications are open. You should do the same for the DAAD scholarships, because DAAD has a lot of scholarships which you should find the best one for your situation. 5 to 6 months before language preparation. If your program requires IELTS or TOEFL, this is the best time to begin preparing for the exam. To be honest, this is not the time that a person with no knowledge of English can get ready for the IELTS, because the IELTS preparation is not equal to studying English. IELTS is a language exam that has some rules, some structures, and some tricks that a person with a prior knowledge of English of at least B1 or B2 should go through that in order to get ready for the exam. So if you are a person without any knowledge of English, you should take more time for the language preparation. Many students underestimate how long language preparation can take. You need time for studying, booking a test date, receiving results, and possibly retaking the exam if needed. This is a really good timing, because if you were not able to get the score that you want, then you have this possibility to retake the exam. Another important point is that most language certificates are only valid for 2 years, so always check the validity requirements carefully. 4 to 5 months before recommendation letters. This is a good time to contact professors or supervisors for recommendation letters. One common mistake is asking too late. Professors are usually busy, and writing a strong recommendation letter takes time. And asking for a recommendation, it helps to provide your CV, your academic goals, and information about the scholarship programs. This makes it easier for them to write a stronger and more personalized letter. So ask the professors in advance, because I made the same mistake. I asked my professor so late in the last week of the DAAD scholarship application, and unfortunately the professor that I was counted on, he couldn't give me any recommendation letter. 3 to 4 months before, CV and motivation letter. Now it's time to focus on your core application documents. Start preparing your CV and motivation letter carefully. To be more specific here, I suggest you to even start writing motivation letter in the 6 to 8 months before the application. They don't need to be the final version. You just need to get ready and get knowledge about how you should write a motivation letter. You need to exercise for that, because motivation letter is so important and you need a lot of revision for that. So the best thing here is that you start writing it from a long time before the application in order to be ready to write the final versions in this 3 to 4 months timeline. For the motivation letter, avoid generic writing and focus on explaining your goals, your interests, and why the program matches your future plans. Your CV also should be clear, organized, and professional. Don't rush on this part. This is the main part that your application needs. Strong applications usually go through several revisions. 2 to 3 months. Collect documents. At this stage, begin collecting all official documents. This may include transcripts, degree certificates, translations, grading system explanations, passport or ID copies, and language certificates. Also, you should always have the scan of all these files in your laptop or your phone, because mostly the applications need your scan, not the hard copy of the documents. It's a good idea to organize everything into folders on your computer so the submission process becomes easier later. And one point here, try to always use computer or laptop for filling the application forms. It is much easier and much more organized, and usually the websites are not complete in the mobile version. That's why you should always use the desktop version. 1 to 2 months before final review. This is the stage where you should carefully review everything. Check spelling, formatting, signatures, document uploads, and file names. Many applications become weaker because of simple technical mistakes. Reading your documents again after taking a short break can help you notice errors more easily. And even you can ask another person to come and check your application, a person that you trust. Because normally, when you do your application, because you see it a lot of times, you get used to those errors, and there is this possibility that there is an error in your application and you didn't notice it because it was always there, and you get used to seeing that. And for this reason, it is also good if you ask another person who you trust to check your application. Final weeks, submit early. One of the best things you can do is submit your application before the final deadline. Waiting until the last day creates unnecessary stress and increases the chances of mistakes or technical issues. Submitting earlier also gives you more confidence because you know everything is completed properly. Consistency, perfection. Remember, a strong DAAD application is not about being perfect. It's about being organized, clear, and prepared. Starting early and following your timeline can make the entire process much easier and less stressful. That's it for this video on the DAAD application timeline. I hope this helps you better understand when to start preparing each part of your application. If you found this video useful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos about DAAD applications, studying in Germany, and scholarship guidance. See you in the next video.